Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello if you're new. As you can probably tell by the title, I am telling you about these two Dyson hairbrushes. One is a round brush and of course one is a paddle brush. I spent £50 on these two products so you don't have to. I'm going to be sharing my initial first impressions, my review of using these products after a little while, which is why you can probably see hair everywhere, and ultimately my thoughts on whether or not these are worth adding to your collection. Needless to say, these are two very expensive hairbrushes, and before you buy you want to make sure that they're right for you. So hopefully this video does exactly that. Give it a thumbs up if it's helpful and let's dive straight into it. So let's start with this paddle brush. It is beautiful in design, isn't it? Nothing less than you'd expect from Dyson and their hair care. I recently bought their supersonic hairdryer, and of course the two colorways match exactly the same, with the same pink featured there. Same with the air wrap. If you have the pink and nickel version, I think it is, then this is going to be exactly the same that matches your tool. And that's ultimately why I decided to pick this up. The supersonic was relatively new to my collection, and so I wanted a product that kind of matched, mainly for aesthetic reasons honestly. But since buying this and spending the money, there's definitely reasons why this is different to other tools on the market, and perhaps reasons why other tools do perform the same or slightly differently, and let's go on to them. Now the paddle brush itself is a universal hairbrush and it is suitable for all hair types and any lengths. It smooths your hair before styling or during blow drying as well, and look at the bristles on there. You can tell that it's quite a large surface area, so even if you have the thickest hair, this will pick up your hair beautifully. It's definitely designed with comfort in use because this here is slightly weighted, and the handle being weighted just provides a lot more balance when you're styling your hair, which is something I definitely prefer. A lot of my brushes in my collection are very light, and so this provides definitely a different experience. I guess it makes it slightly more premium feeling, and it's just really enjoyable to use, and it feels so different and more dense to other brushes, which is great for someone like me. I have to say though, if you're someone that has muscle difficulty, something like this might not be a welcome addition. In this part of the brush here, there is a air cushion suspension for scalp comfort and an anodized finish for durability too. As you can tell, that suspends quite a lot. This specifically is heat resistant. You can use this with your hairdryer or styler to achieve the perfect finish. And so again, the fact that this works so well with my Dyson Supersonic was the reason why I picked this up. I think for me, it's all of these small details on this that makes this really unique, and a brush that I absolutely love. The fact that there's small pink touches and it just looks so beautiful when using. It's definitely a luxury to have, but a really nice luxury at that. It's really nice to brush my hair, and the pros of this is definitely everything I've mentioned in terms of the experience using this. It feels very weighted, very premium. I guess you'd expect that paying £25 for a hairbrush, but I really love the way it looks and feels on my hair. Now my cons of this product, if there were any, is the fact that it really is just a hairbrush, and so whilst I really enjoy using it and I'm pleased I bought it and I know I'll get tons of use, and it has definitely replaced other hairbrushes I've used in the past. Before purchasing this product, I had this wet brush, and as you can tell, it's very well loved and has featured in many of my videos. However, this actually feels a little softer and a little bit more durable, whereas these bristles are a little bit more firmer, which for me helps to achieve a much straighter finish when blow drying my hair. As you can tell, the two kind of surface areas, the Dyson one is much more dramatic. However, this for me just felt a little nicer on my finer hair and a little bit more softer. So I would say if you have thinner hair or thicker hair, the Dyson is better if you have thicker hair. If you're blow drying and straightening at the same time using a brush, and this is fantastic if you have denser hair. For any of my fine head girls, a wet brush honestly achieved a very similar result. This is much lighter, so it feels a lot less premium, but it's something you don't really notice when you're using it because a hairbrush, I guess, is just a hairbrush. So assuming as these two products are ones I have in my collection, would I recommend spending over double on the Dyson hairbrush over something like the wet brush? Honestly, I have to say no, because I think that the wet brush does an incredible job and it's a lot kinder on your hair when wet. When I use the Dyson on my hair when wet, it's definitely a little bit more tuggy and something I'm a lot more careful about. Whereas those softer bristles on the wet brush meant that when washing and drying my hair and brushing it when wet, when your hair is the most fragile state, this caused no breakage. And so it's one of those things that I'll probably keep a similar one of these in my collection to brush when my hair is wet, which ultimately, if I'm not using this for everything, is it a worthwhile purchase? I'll let you decide that. And if you have any other products like this, let me know. The thing is as well, if I have to be honest, you can get paddle brushes that are quite large in diameter from places like Primark. Definitely not as luxurious and definitely not as pretty in my opinion, but honestly does the job just as well. But as mentioned in the intro, I did get 2 different brushes and I'm going to go on to the round brush next. So apologies if you can see my hair in this brush. I am a well-loved hair care channel and hair is the reality of me using products regularly. So this particular brush, you can get this in 2 sizes, I believe, 135mm and 145. This is the 45mm one. This is in the iron and fuchsia color, which matches my supersonic hairdryer. It has the Dyson logo, I guess kind of embossed on the handle. Again, this is very weighted, and it has a cork finish here with the iron colour coming through on the actual round brush section, and again the cork at the top. So the 45mm one, the reason I decided to go for this is that this is ideal for medium length or long hair to create volume and shape as you style. I don't yet have a round brush in my collection, and it's one of my things to improve on when it comes to styling my hair, is really hacking how to use a round brush. So this has round tip bristles for scalp comfort. It has that weighted handle again that you saw in the paddle brush. So this actually has vented barrel because it stops the hair from overheating when using and styling in the way that you would traditionally use a round brush. I definitely wish that the paddle brush came vented as well. I think that that would just be a little bit better when it comes to using with a hairdryer. This though, I feel like is the star of the show. This for me is the better investment out of the 2. This works so well at creating volume. You can get right in your roots, and as it mentioned, this is a very comfortable feeling. It's definitely not too sharp or prickly or doesn't pull your hair too. I've used round brushes in the past where they've just been too abrasive for my hair and my hair may have snapped off if I'm being too harsh, whereas these bristles are actually really comfortable. And if you have or used the Dyson Airwrap before, this is very similar to the attachment that comes with that. So if you have the supersonic and you've been lusting over the Airwrap rounded volume and curls you can achieve from the round brush, this is going to be your best friend, and not a bad purchase when you consider that's £25 and you can get tons of styles out of this. I definitely love it for giving my roots specifically volume and also styling my kind of curtain bangs, which have probably grown out a little bit too much, and helps to just give that perfect finish, which I absolutely love. This cork detailing, whilst it doesn't go with the supersonic vibe, I think that this really just stops this from heating. So if I'm touching the handle and accidentally touch here, this never gets hot, which is a feature I really like, and I think is just showcased in the design of the products, because it would be very easy to make this that iron color too, but this just prevents overheating and it makes it so easy to handle. And when you're kind of twisting your hair and getting right into the roots, I often actually hold it right here just to get right under, and I think that that works really well. So the 2 products, £50 worth of Dyson hairbrushes. I think that the round brush is definitely worth your investment if you are looking for a new round brush that feels incredibly professional, is so easy to use, and definitely makes styling and adding volume super easy, especially for someone like me that really struggles in that area. This is the brush for you. This paddle brush, I guess really I could leave. I don't find it necessary in my collection. I've used tons of hairbrushes that act in a very similar way. I do love it though. I love how weighted they feel, how they look alongside my supersonic, and for me it looks really nice and it does work super well. I do just find that the wet brush being a lot more gentler on my hair may have been a preference going into this. So if that's something that you're really considered about, I would definitely say your money might be best spent on a hairbrush, something like a wet brush, which is very soft. Even a tangle teaser, I would recommend a wet brush over that, because of my experiences, a wet brush is just the most perfect combined bristles and being so gentle on your hair, which just prevents damage. This for me could definitely be improved by having vented holes and slightly softer bristles that have a little bit more movement. So if my hair were to get tangled, this would be a little bit softer. Let me know what you guys think, and if you've picked up any of these products, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and whether or not you would splurge on a product like this from Dyson specifically. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys super soon. Bye!